Hello America, this is Keith, your friendly neighborhood technician, coming back at you with some more wonderful information about dryers. These are some easy things you can check before you have to call me out to your house to get it fixed. Now, this is your basic standard dryer heating element. Yes, there's 8 or 9 different designs, but they all function exactly the same. Now, what I mean by that is, you have your heating element, you have your high limit thermostat, and then you have your over a high limit thermal fuse, okay? Also you have, this is your operating thermistor. It's called a thermistor, okay? I'll explain that in a second. And then we also have another variant type of this, which is a single blow thermostat, okay? What I mean by that is, this is either going to be good or bad, nothing in between. Okay, and I'll show you how to actually check these out. Now I have my handy dandy little multimeter here. You don't have to have one that has this, but I'm a technician and I have to check amp draws and things like that. You don't need all that. So what we do is, we have our meter here. We're going to go what's called continuity. Continuity means from A to B, I have straight through connection, okay? So now on mine, it's going to be, I don't know if you can see it there, but a little bitty thing that looks like sound. That is my continuity, okay? Can you see it? Okay. Now, what I mean by continuity is, when I touch my leads together, okay, let me get the function first. Okay, see, here you go. Now, if you look on my meter, you can see the little thing that looks like sound. The little thing, that's continuity. See, it gives off a tone. That means I am good from point A to point B. Now, on your thermostats, okay, I should be able to touch this side and this side. Now watch, I actually have a blown thermostat. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. We're going to see if this one reads through. This should be a single blow, which means it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. See that? That is good. Now if I didn't get sound, or let's say let's pretend I'm touching it, and I got this is bad, okay? Now, we have our high limit thermostat. This is, anywhere from 250 to 300 degrees, somewhere along the lines, because it's directly to the heating element. I touch it side to side. This is good. Now this will be off or on or off and on. This is resettable. This resets itself, okay? Now we have our high limit thermal fuse, which means it's good. It reads through. Now what that means is this, once this blows, it acts just like this one. Once it blows, it's done. It cannot be reset. Now this one, you'll see a whole bunch of little funny stuff on here, but if you read right here where it says L260 minus 70F, that means at 260 degrees, this is going to lose continuity, and it's going to shut power off to my heater. And then once it drops 70 degrees, it's going to remake connection and then allow my heater to reheat again. We're talking about the L170 or 270, 260 to 70. That's the operating range of this fuse. Now, different fuses have different operating ranges, so if you're gonna buy one, make sure you tell them where you're going to put the fuse on. Okay, now, we're gonna go to the element. I should be able to go here to here. That means my element goes all the way through straight. If I were to do this, and yes, we'll pretend I'm touching right here, and I get this, something's wrong inside with my element. I need a new element at this point. Okay, now element, replace the element. Always want to replace the fuses and thermostats with the new thing. So you don't want to put old sensors on a new machine. So just replace them all at once. Now we're going to get into what's called a thermistor. Okay, what a thermistor is, that tells your control board what temperature your machine is actually at. And now I'm going to do it this way. Okay, this is a thermistor. Now I need to change my settings. Okay, what I'm looking for is, do you see the M and the omega sign? That is mega ohms. There's kilo ohms, there's ohms, there's mega ohms, this and that and this and that and that. Don't worry about the definition, but you want the mega ohms, okay? Or you just want ohms straight. So what I'm going to do is, let me put this here, okay? Right now, OL means there's no reading at all. I'm going to touch the other one. It's going to reset, and it's going to give me a number, 1021. Basically, I'm ditching the decimal point. I don't care about the decimal. What I have there is 1021 mega ohms, okay? A good reference to go by is 1100 ohms at 70 degrees, give or take, okay? Now, if I was reading 1150, 1030, that's not bad because there's a big old formula for it, and we don't want to get into all that. But remember, the warmer the room, the smaller that number, okay? Now, the hotter, the colder the room, the bigger that number gets. So if I was at 40 degrees, I'd probably look at about 15 to 1800 ohms. If I was at 105 degrees, I'd probably look at about 7 to 8 to 900 ohms. Okay, but what I want to get is I want to see that number, and I want to see it roughly at room temperature about 1100 ohms. Like I said, give or take 100. Okay, because no one knows exactly what room temperature is at their house, so we'll go from there. If I see this isn't reading. Yes, we're pretending I'm touching it. This isn't reading, which means this is bad, which means this isn't telling your dryer what temperature you actually have in the machine. And that machine takes that number, turns it into a temperature, and then we'll turn the heater on and off as needed. This is generally your first line of defense on your heaters, okay, or on your dryers, okay? This is your second line of defense, okay? And this is the holy doo-doo, everything broke down, I'm gonna shut everything down so I don't burn the thing down, okay? So, these are things you can do at your house by yourself. Now, obviously, Google your model, try and get a picture of how to take it apart, things like that, so that way you don't break a lot of things. But if you're feeling confident, give it a shot. If you're not, call me out, we'll walk you through it, and we'll get you taken care of. You folks don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and come back next week for some more wonderful information. Have a good week.